Outside that, I can't remember. There was one or two things. I think the dynamic lighting stuff is still a week or two away, so no stress about that yet. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Um, cool. Let's get into our recaps, guys. Welcome everyone. Oh, duh, that's the big thing. Tonight, I'm going to give two of you control of your allies because you might need to control them, and I think it might be more fun for you guys to control than me. Um, you guys have Rudolph Van Richten with you, who's kind of like a cleric, like a Valor cleric, I guess, like a melee-based cleric, with pretty good spell list, and then Casimir, who's just straight up a wizard. Yeah,
Oh, he is? Oh, interesting.
yeah, he's a pretty stout magic caster. Rudolph is probably about you guys, your level. Uh, Casimir's probably a little, just like slightly behind. He probably is like a level 5 character, where Rudolph is probably about a level 8 character.
I mean, I'll if no one else wants to, I'll run Van Richt.
Yeah, I think it should be it should be Dave running Casimir. Just makes
Yeah, I
the
was
most
gonna
sense.
say I can. Yeah, I can fall on that sword, being that he's my obnoxious brother.
Sweet, cool. And I feel like you guys probably have a pretty good handle on their kind of ideas and personalities. There's a bit of like roleplay prompt on their character pages too. So I'm gonna give you guys control. Uh, uh, Kiefer, you should now have control of Rudolph, and Dave, you should now have control of Casimir. Thank you guys for taking them. Hopefully, you have fun with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so now let's get into our recaps. Tonight we're going to kick off with Nisia. I know you were AFK for pretty much 99.9% of the session last time. But if anything that you remember from that session or the previous one and kind of what's going on, feel free to do so. And if not, questions about what happened, it's totally fine too.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't remember. I don't remember anything, and I actually forewent just being busy with the kids and everything this past week, listening to the session. So I'm an episode behind. So I'll pass this week, and I'll just try to do my best to earn it through some role play.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's totally cool with me. Let's see who will be next. Next will be Rebecca. Winrel, if you don't mind kicking off our recaps then.
Whoa. Sure. So we ended up having a nice big battle on the very tip top highest point of this castle, where I don't remember the boss man and his backup guy. I forget their true military titles, but um, they wanted to stop us from taking the sword and using it to potentially end this nightmarish cycle of Strahd making everyone else miserable, since presumably he's miserable just based on the feedback from the ghosts. When Rel whipped out a new spell with the wall of fire, trying to allow us to escape so we didn't have to kill these people, since it seemed like, first of all, we don't really need more mortal enemies in this place, as well as mostly they seem confused, comma, they'll also come back anyway. Just killing them didn't seem like the best idea, and Serva also has some connection to them. So Winrail made a run for it. Everyone else was very chivalrous and kept trying to wait for each other until they ended up killing him. And Winrail jumped out a window, scaring off a bunch of giant spiders.
Yeah, Winrel had an incredibly successful escape while everyone else was lollygagging behind. um, and indeed, yeah, I think you kind of hit the head on the nail about the Revenant Knights of Argynvost. They're so short-sighted and focused on their revenge. But thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration, and we'll see who's next. Next will be Dimitri, if you don't mind continuing our recaps.
Yeah. We finally finished or completed one of our Tarokka readings, and we found the Sun Sword in the tallest tower of the Argon Vostholt. And then that's what the undead guy, because Captain Horngard doesn't want to kill Strahd, because then that would just end his suffering, because right now he's suffering the most because he can't find love or whatever, a bunch of other stuff. He just but that's hurting all the innocent people here, which he doesn't think there's innocent people here. So we had a conflict of interest, and we ended up killing him, even though we were trying to run away, but that's all right. Yeah, Serva had a super cool moment in the fight at the very end of the. I'll let Serva recap that, but it was super awesome. And yeah, then we met up with Rictavio and I eventually remembered his name again, Casimir, and we headed on down to the swamp, which is where we currently are, being eaten alive by many an insect.
Yeah, we know we didn't bring any bug repellent. Indeed, what a huge boon for solving one of our Tarokka card readings. I gotta pay close attention to those. Two more, I guess 3 more total. Yeah, very important for the potential outcome of your adventure. The Sun Sword is a massive reward. And congratulations. Go ahead and take your inspiration, and we'll see you next.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are totally in a southern state with lots of swampy and humidity and bugs of sorts, same kind of climate. Elward, if you don't mind continuing our recaps.
Yeah, it seems once again though we're not trying to make them, but we made another enemy in this world of Barovia, which I'm sure eventually towards later in the campaign it's gonna build up and pile on top of us. So that's it. Can't wait for that. And yeah, can't wait to see the interactions with like the Sunblade being sentient and what trouble or good that might cause. And yeah, can't wait to see what's on the horizon where we come up to our next stop with Baba, and after that, the Temple of Amber.
Indeed, it's a big destinations on the way, and it does feel like this whole time there's kind of a head count happening of allies versus enemies and how that's going to play out. We'll have to see. Horngard, as he returns to another corpse, surely won't be too happy about what went down. But thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration. And tonight we'll wrap up our recaps with Serva.
So last session we got a few more clues to where the skull of the dragon may be towards the mountain range. So we figure it might be kind of closer towards the Amber Temple, but we are stopping by the swamps just because Elward wanted to go there, and that's very important. Nothing else of note happened at all. That's a bit of a lie, but we got into a very close fight with Vladimir Horngard, and it was looking very tough. And some good dialogue happened. I feel everyone was pretty helpful in that fight. Everyone was doing various things, and we were all trying to get out. And it was pretty much Serva and Dimitri were trying to make sure everyone else got out. They were kind of putting themselves in line, and Serva, of course, being Serva, was willing to go down if it meant everyone else could get out of there, as kind of as short-sighted as that was. And I guess Dice just wanted it to happen the other way around. Got to use some racial abilities, got to just get that big blow, and can't go back there anytime soon. Not going to go back there without the skull, but it was a pretty fun fight, I can't lie, even though Serva didn't really want to do that. But I mean, it was good to see that we can at least get past them. Because if we couldn't get past them, I don't know if we'd be able to get past Strahd. So, but for now, we encountered an old lady, got offered some potions. Winril bought a filter of love, which still worries me, but I'm sure that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, very action-packed session, and now I'm very curious to see what we find here.
Yeah, a bit of a litmus test surviving the encounter with Hornguard and Sir Gwylem. But I really enjoyed that you guys had fun with the Swamp Witch's potions. I didn't know how you guys would take her, but that was a fun encounter. Thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration. And does anyone have any questions before we move back to the swamp? Cool, cool. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Thanks for playing me last week, Elward. I guess for this week, have we just for my own edification, have we rested? Just so I know if the level up would have taken.
Oh yeah. It's been a couple days since you left Stargrenvost. You've kind of spent, I think, about 2 or 3 days on the road since then. I think 2 days. You've been 2 days because the swamp is slow going.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've had a couple long rests, so I can effectively add my.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Level. Great.
Totally.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, great. And then I guess just side question as well. The terrain we're traveling, is it like you said we're in like a swamp, so is it hot, like does it feel like hostile environment at all, or?
It does in a way, like so like it seems like the more and more south you go, it gets more marshy and more wet. Like what path might be dirt and grass, and it's kind of turning to kind of damp mud and sod and stuff. But yeah, you've seen like large toad eyes kind of peeking out of the murky water and crocodiles, and there's just constant just swarm of and fog clouds of bugs kind of swirling around you. It's quite an awful environment.
Okay, gotcha. I'll say, just for sake of argument, then pretty much as we get on the road for travels, both Casimir and Nisia will both cast Mage Armor just as they kind of get.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, you definitely feel like like something could go down. Some wild creature or sinister monster kind of lurking around could attack at any moment.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they'll take the kind of the requisite precaution of casting that just preemptively in the beginning hours.
So where we ended last time was just after the interaction with the Swamp Witch. So it was our first day of or second day of travel. It's nighttime. As we bed down for camp, we find like a little bit of dry ground, a little dry patch of grass amongst the muddy trails. But Elward, will you kick off our random encounter rolls tonight with a D20? Boom, boom, boom! No random encounters tonight. We are all good, even though this is one of the lowest DCs for random encounters. We are all good. Nothing. Your night goes uneventful. Maybe it's a bit hard to rest with the bugs, but you guys are starting to get used to it. There's not very many surfaces of your skin left to kind of drink blood from. The mosquitoes are saying, at least. But we pick off in the morning. And Winrel, will you give me a D20 for our daytime random encounters as we travel through the swamp? Cool. That is also too low for random encounters. So this morning, as we kind of pick off and you kind of prepare yourself, Nisha and Casimir, you're kind of pretty alert of the lurking dangers. You cast your mage armor. It feels like the fog itself is a bit denser than it normally is. It seems incredibly dense. In fact, those at the back of the line, it's almost impossible for you to see those at the front of the line. And as you travel throughout the day, it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. In fact, as you kind of after maybe an hour goes by, after hour or two of walking through the swamp goes by, you begin to hear the faint sounds of battle. But the fog has grown so incredibly thick, you can see no more than maybe 60 feet in front of you in any direction. And suddenly, the fog seems to take the forms of soldiers on horseback charging across a field. They collide with armored pike bears wearing devil horned helms. Each soldier falls in battle, it turns and fades to dust. Hundreds and hundreds more of soldiers collide in a storm of screams and clashing of metal. These foggy figures actually kind of move into your range, and maybe they collide with you, and then just turn to mist and reform as a few feet behind you. As this goes by for a few minutes, you kind of look on in awe, just wondering what this is, what this history, what these memories lingering about. You hear a thunderous roar from behind, and seconds later, a huge dragon made of silver mist glides overhead. It breathes out this sparkling breath of shimmering light, dispersing the enemy soldiers with each flap of its mighty wings. Its long reptilian tail slices through the air above you as the dragon carves a swath through the fog, affording you a fleeting glimpse of the ruins of Berez that lies before you. And the fog clears a bit, and you can move down the trail. But as we continue to approach the ruins, the trail hugs the river for several miles, and the dirt grass soon turns to marsh as the trail dissolves into spongy earth pockmarked with stands of tall reeds and pools of stagnant water. A thick shroud of fog covers all. Scattered throughout the marsh are old peasant cottages, their walls covered with black mildew, their roofs mostly caved in. These decrepit buildings seem to hunker down in the mire as though they have long since given up on escaping the thick mud. Everywhere you look, black clouds of flies dart about, hungry for blood. The fog is much thinner on the far side of the river, and as you look about on the far side of the river, you see just a small light kind of flashing amid a dark ring of standing stones. And I'll move you to the map of Berez. Let me give you a token mark. Each of these squares is 100 feet, so this map is huge. So kind of about here on the map, as you see through. But the lights that are flashing are they're coming from this direction, kind of across the river. No band of frogs, but that would be pretty awesome.
Well, this is a bit larger than I thought it might have been. Where to first?
Is there anything that inherently sticks out?
It looks like there's, as you kind of look around. Oh, let me give you some art. It might kind of indicate kind of what this looks like to you.
And sorry, I'm a little trying to get back into the swing of things. We're headed to the location that my brothers that Casimir had said there was some sort of weapon against Strahd.
That is your in destination, Amber Temple. This one,
Okay, gotcha.
the Berez, it has, I believe Elward had some initiative towards it, as well as you know that Baba Saga has one of the magic gems of the vineyard. And there could be other things. We just either haven't put two and two together, or have missed them. But as you look about, there are several kind of ruinous cottages towards the north side of the village and to the south. Directly in the middle, you see kind of a large hut with a light on it. It seems to be the only light, kind of the only house in the whole swamp, kind of with a bit of lighting on it. Beyond that, you see an old church, kind of the ruins of an old church, and You see maybe the old giant church steeple bell kind of sticking halfway out of the mud. Then beside the church, a large manor, maybe where like the burgomaster's manor was. And across the river, where the twinkling lights, kind of like, almost like not a flashlight, but you can imagine like a light kind of like being shimmered, almost like Morse code by light, being shown towards you, and like a circle of menhirs over across the riverside. As you look about, kind of the stagnant pools of water, they're almost all about a foot deep, but none. It doesn't look like any of the water is any more deep than 10 feet.
You said there was lights coming from the side of the river?
Right, from the eastern side of the river, kind of over here.
So I'm not. I may have missed it. Did you? Is that thing, whatever that person thing is in the picture there?
That's just
Or
a
is it
creep.
like
It's just creepy art. Don't worry about that.
okay?
Roll initiative.
All right.
Well, as much as these buildings are curious, I'm very curious about that light if no one else is. But I don't think that would be hurt. It would hurt to check that.
Yes, just be wary of any scarecrows or any inanimate objects. Just assume everything can move in around this area.
We should know that, considering we've seen what you can do, little puppet master. But I think we should check out those lights if we're a bit stuck on what to do. And I guess Serva's gonna start slowly going over that way, expecting everyone to follow her. But if they don't, she'll stop.
Yeah, sure. Roll a d4 for me, Serva. Ooh. Okay. You kind of begin to slosh through the mud and the fog and insects swatting massive bugs here and there, getting quite a bit of bug gunk on your gauntlets. But you notice that as you kind of get to the river, it's pretty wide, but it looks like you could swim through it. But you do come to a bit of a hazard as you kind of come back the little last bit of marsh before the main river, the Luna River. Oh, where are your tokens? There we go. There's a lot of you guys. Yeah, but you come to this kind of, you see that you have to either swim through this water to get to the river that you'd have to swim through, but it's a bit of a fallen kind of wooden bridge. It's kind of decaying and rotten into the marshy muck.
Hold on.
The water here appears to be mostly stagnant. A foul odor, kind of a pungent sewage-like odor kind of hitting you in the nostrils.
Can I find enough raw materials around here to make fabricate work for me? Twigs and shit?
Like what are you trying to make?
Oh, fix the bridge. Like, connect the
Oh,
bridge.
yeah, you can totally do that. Yeah, you totally can. There's enough material on the bridge and like the ruinous buildings and stuff. Could do so. There's plenty of reeds and other like low-hanging trees kind of stuff.
Cool.
And as you do so, the most of the bridge kind of comes out of the water. You kind of have a nice little crawling space you can do. As the bridge kind of reforms and comes out of the water, you see a collection of snakes. These large, massive green-like snakes that are quite hidden well underneath the water. Just scatter. They all begin to scatter quite frantically towards the north as the bridge comes up.
Yeah. Gotta say, you're really good at making stuff.
Yes, you know, my time spent serving the community in Waterdeep has its advantages sometimes.
What's a water deep?
You know, deep water.
Oh,
No, it's a city that I called home for a long time, and I believe Dimitri did also.
right. Keep forgetting you guys aren't from here originally.
I mean, it's kind of cute, you know. I even remember the city that Dimitri used to live in, but he so easily forgot my wife's name.
I remember her name. She also helped us avoid snakes.
Yes, we're both not huge fans.
Yeah, most people aren't. Though, hey, if we live through this, you'll have to show me this water deep. Though, if it's underwater, that'll be a bit difficult, but.
It's a nice place. It's a nice place if you avoid the areas that are a bit more undesirable.
Can't say if anywhere here is particularly nice. I'd like to make it a nice place, though that's going to take a long time. That also involves us, beating Strahd and all that. But let's get back to crossing this bridge.
I have faith in my quality of construction, so I can lead the way.
Winrel, you're not surprised by this because I only rolled a 9 on the stealth. But as you kind of get halfway across your bridge, you notice a bit of movement. It seems to be start out small and then get quite large. As you put 2 and 2 together, you realize maybe the snakes weren't fleeing the bridge, but fleeing something quite large, a predator headed towards your way. As this huge crocodile comes swirling out of the water, jaws open, ready to snap at you. So you're not surprised. I rolled only a 9 out stealth. But if everyone will start rolling initiative, please. As old Carl attacks.
Oh man, Serena's retired?
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, we don't know.
Well, I mean, but it literally says retired.
It's what you do when you get old.
Holy crap. This is the best initiative I've ever had wasted on a crocodile.
Oh, yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
roll
that's
for
no
repay.
crocodile. That's a giant crocodile.
That's
That's
a
big boy.
scary. Yeah, that's a scary crocodile.
That CR's no joke.
Okay. Oh, you can't be surprised, can you, Dimitri?
No.
You go ahead. You can take your turn as you see Winrel react. You're not surprised. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really want to get near that crocodile right now, so I will just take a few steps over to here to get a better view on it, and then take a couple shots and use one grip point on one of them to make it a violent. And oh no, Winrel's not within 5 feet, so it's no sneak attack. But that is, I'm gonna use a luck point.
Starting off strong.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness. I don't think I could use another luck point. So it is in which case I will use my second attack to try and unjam it via my Tinker's Tools check.
Can you fail nowadays?
Nah, I think I need to roll a 10, I think, or better, and I have a 9 on that.
Cool. Yeah, you got it. It does cause you an attack to kind of get it unjammed, but thank goodness it doesn't break or get all messed up.
And that is my turn. 2 nat ones in a row, starting off strong.
Well, one was a 2 technically, but it's just your misfires 2.
Oh right, yeah, 2. So still 1 and a 2. Still not
Yeah,
very good.
pretty rough. Winrel, becomes your turn as you were not surprised. Your passive perception caught up on this creature, and you saw old Carl coming for you. What do you do? Oh, and you'd be at full health. You had a long rest, so you'd be at your full health.
I'll just still a little startled by the size of this creature. Somewhat relieved it's not a giant snake, however. I'll just turn and fling a guiding bolt at him. Good old Carl.
Yeah, go for it. That is a massive hit as your bolt of radiant energy fires out of your open palm, striking right into old Carl. He affected pretty hard by this.
And I will pass.
Cool. Old Carl is gonna go. Old Carl is what he looks like. All swamp muck on him and all. Kind of swims up quite hastily right up to the bridge. His body so large he can lean up over the wooden bridge and snap out at you. He makes a bite attack. First, he's gonna make 2 attacks. Oh, don't do whispered. There you go. He makes a multi-attack. The first one is a bite. 26 to hit for 22.
Holy smokes!
I told you.
And as he bites into you, you are now grappled. And he has a 50 foot swim.
9, right?
Oh yeah, because your heavy armor will make it 19, and then right, you're resistant because it's normal. It's not magical. 9, only 9 damage. But you are
Cool.
grappled and restrained in the jaws of the bite, and the old Carl drags you into the water.
No, don't drag me off my beautiful bridge.
Indeed, he drags you into the water. That was a little too far. He dragged you to there. You can only move 25 feet with carrying. You guys, can any of you else not be surprised? Otherwise, Dimitri, it becomes your turn as you see, and this now it's normal turn. It's normal. Dimitri, you kind of see old Carl beginning to swim up river. The large crocodile just sticking above the water. Maybe you kind of see Winrel. Winrel, you're half submerged. You have a chance to take a breath before you get fully submerged. Dimitri, becomes your turn.
Yeah, Oh, Dimitri. Sorry, I was reading Rutavio. Crap. All right, I will. Yeah, I'll take 2 more shots.
You have advantage on the first one for the guiding bolt.
All right, and she's grappled, so it doesn't count toward the sneak attack, right?
I think it doesn't matter if they're incapacitated or grappled or anything. I think as long as you're not incapacitated. I may be wrong
It
with
has
that.
to be. When I think it has to be something that like threatens the crocodile, so she still.
Yeah, she still threatens it if he's grappled and restrained. She's just threatening it at disadvantage.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's it because I think it just has to be that it has to be something threatening the. Oh, you have.
You get it for having advantage anyway.
Right,
right. Advantage. Okay. Sorry, I haven't really played a rogue, so I'm not super used to sneak attack. But anyway,
we're all learning.
My goodness.
You have advantage?
Yeah.
Becomes a hit, and we'll take the first damage as you fire out with Matilda. You strike into old Carl's hide, piercing the big old crocodile hide he has.
And then I will, run, I guess, and then I'll do another shot, I guess, on the run as I move 30 feet to there.
That is a hit.
13 more. And I will pull out the Sunblade and activate shedding bright light within 15 feet. And yeah, I can't let her get away. So then I'll bonus action, use my dash to get up to here. And take 2, I guess, take 1 shot on the way over, and then I'm going to stab out at it as my second attack, my second action surge attack.
Oh, nice. That's really combining some good various abilities from fighter and rogue. That is another hit. Oh wait, so you, how are you doing the?
Oh no, I can't do this. So it would be 2 Matilda shots. So that's a 3. So the 11 would still miss. Sorry. I was gonna say because it's not a bonus action attack, but I don't think I can. It's still offhand, right?
Yeah, it's still your offhand.
Yeah, so I wouldn't. It wouldn't be a bonus action. So, but oh no, it is finesse. So
yeah, you can bonus action with your offhand, or attack, use one of your attack if you have extra attack, which you do. You could use your offhand extra attack, but didn't you bonus action dash with your rogue ability?
Well, I did, but I used action surge to get 2 more attacks.
You get 2 more attacks, but not 2 bonus actions.
Yeah, so I only did 1 more Matilda shot, which was the 22.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And then I was gonna stab out at it with the sun sword as the second attack.
That's totally good.
Misses.
Yeah, yeah. I see what happened. Cool. I thought you were bonus action trying to use 2 bonus, but you're just using 2 different weapons to attack.
Yeah, I was like shooting as I was closing the distance, and then as I fully close the distance, just make 1 stab attack. But this
totally within the realm of rules. It was just a complicated turn. The 11 is a miss, but the 22 is a hit. And old Carl's looking pretty rough as he's trying to descend with all of his might with his mill.
And then that. Yeah, I can't do anything else. I got no more action, so
Indeed, Winrel, you find yourself in the jaws of old Carl, descending into the water. Your head still just above water, but it looks like it might descend soon enough. What do you do?
Okay, so trying to break free is my action, right?
Right, you can make an escape as an action if you so wish. Athletics or acrobatics.
All right.
DC 16.
All right, I'm gonna try to punch him in his snout.
Yeah, go for it. Boom! You smack old Carl. What's your strength? I'm gonna give you some like
A
unharmed
lot.
damage.
My strength is 20, so my modifier is 5.
Oh damn, nice. So you do 6 damage as you smack old Carl right in the nose, and he lets go of
Sweet.
you. You're no longer restrained or
Okay.
grappled.
For my bonus action, then, can I cast spiritual weapon?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. A spiritual weapon comes out, and your spectral hand smacks old Carl, just barely hitting the AC.
Okay, that's all.
Old Carl's going to take the disengage action and submerge beneath the water and swim away 50 feet. And is going to run away. Old Carl wants to be old for another day. So he'll be beneath the water and 50 feet away, which will effectively end combat.
Oh, Winrel broke out.
She escaped, yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. I was like, oh no, Winrel.
And I'm gonna split this between Winrel and Dimitri. Sorry, the rest of you guys kind of were on the sidelines through that, but Winrel and Dimitri, you each get 900 experience for beating old Carl and not getting drowned / eaten by crocodile.
I think at that point the drowning going to be so bad.
After a few moments, we kind of gather ourselves on the other side of the bridge and maybe dry off a bit Winrel. But as you're getting kind of like looking around, just checking what the heck like is this, and like seeing if you see any more signs of old Carl or such things, a familiar figure just seems to kind of step out of the darkness just beyond your vision. It's Strahd von Zarefich. He looks a little younger, looks a little better, well kept together. You notice his hair is done as if a mother had done his hair, not that he himself. What are you doing in this land I have ravaged so long ago? What purpose brings you to this swamp?
Oh, brother. Well, we have business to attend to. We're attempting to restore the finest quality of wines to this region.
After about 10 seconds go by and you give your response, he responds in a strange way as if he didn't hear you. Well, I hope you'll drown like the rest. And disappears.
I get the feeling we're gonna see a bunch of visions like that.
If he took the time to do that, I think he's threatened by us. Normally he doesn't care for the things that we do, but it seems now he's taking an interest.
I'm not sure if that was meant for us.
I mean,
Meant for.
Well, it didn't seem like whatever that was actually responded to Windrill.
Perhaps it's just more like that, those visions we had in the fog earlier, just a bit more detailed?
I
Or this is one of Baba's defense measures. Nothing brings more fear than Strahd, so.
That's true.
As we kind of sludge through the river, we're able to come out on the other side, no problem. We get closer and closer to where the lights are. As you get closer, a dozen moss-covered menhirs from a form a near perfect circle in the spongy earth. These weathered stones range in height from 15 to 18 feet. A couple of them lean inward as if to share some great secret with their inscrutable neighbors. A wary-looking peasant woman lurks behind the tallest stone, a rusty lantern clutched in one gnarled hand and a dagger clutched in the other. What are you doing in Berez? Come out of the light. Come, come. You'll be seen. The scarecrows have eyes. And this is what this lady looks like. She's not who you remember this art with, but you kind of get the idea.
Oh, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Valaki.
Vakalaki? No, I've been here for many days, many weeks, spying on that witch at the Swamp Hag. She took our gym, one of the gyms, and has been capturing the ravens and hoarding my friends. I'm Muriel. For, hmm. May I ask who you are?
I'm Dimitri, and he'll kind of point out everybody else, and we don't really have a name for our group, but if you're with, oh my god, my friggin' brain did. Martikov. If you're with the Martikovs, we did help both the Erwin and Danica and Valaki, the rest of your family at the Wizard of Wine.
Well, I see. Perhaps we are allies whether I knew it or not. It did seem a bit strange. I have been sent here to spy on Baba Lysaga. Now, if you've heard the Martikovs, perhaps you've spoken to Devian at the vineyard. I was sent here after this witch stole our gym. Champagne de l'Estampe has never been the same since. But you see, she periodically sends her scarecrows to attack the Wizard of Wines, and she keeps capturing us ravens. And I've been trying to see my friends, see how I can get in and rescue them. They're in cages in that hut that she lives in.
Where is this hut exactly?
She kind of gestures across the river towards like what you would assume the center of the ruins. It is the only place inhabited. The rest are inhabited by witches and ghosts and memories of the past. You can make your way if you wish, but you better watch out for those scarecrows. They're murderous creatures under the hag's control. Oh, she seems to be telling the truth. She's still, you definitely get the sense, Elward, that she's still like, maybe she doesn't trust you guys a bit. Very hesitant. And she's not like letting go of it. You know, she's clutching to her dagger pretty hard.
Okay. I'm just familiar with Baba messing with people, so. And I didn't want to disturb you. I wanted to ask to roll, but I didn't want to mess up your flow.
Yeah, no worries at all. Thank you, man.
Well, Elward, aren't you here for Baba?
Yes.
Well, it seems like we've got to kill two birds with one stone. Not literally, of course. But I say we ought to get over towards her then, or at least get back across the river and just prepare ourselves a bit then.
Certainly, certainly. And beware, if she's not in her hut, she flies around in a giant skull. I do not know how she does such a thing, but who knows how a witch does whatever she does.
You said a giant skull?
That's right. I've seen her once or twice leave the hut on that thing. It is a terrifying image.
What? This is a bit bold to ask, but does that skull look draconic in nature?
No, it does. It does not. I don't. I mean, I've never seen a dragon, but it doesn't seem to be a dragon skull.
Yeah, regardless, we're here to help Elwood. Whether it's the skull I'm after or not, I intend to help you.
Thank you, friends. If you need to rest, the fog and the mist and the bugs are a little better over here. I find that they leave those standing stones alone. And she kind of gestures at the menhirs in the circle. Um, maybe probably doesn't really call out to any of you all, but maybe Winrail. You get the faintest tug, almost like a feeling a bit from the circle of standing stones. It tugs at your memory of something lost, of something you love. It kind of reminds you of Aliquin, the feeling these stones give you.
Hmm.
Muriel, I do not know what these stones, how they repel the bug soul or what they do. Supposedly they're here but long before Burez, and I will be here long after as well. Uh, Whatever happened here, we do not know necessarily, but the river rose and it flooded this village, and the ruins are all that's left. Baba's Lasaga came in and has occupied the land since. There are some goats near the ruins as well. I don't know what she does with those. I know that the scarecrows are a bit of a kind of like a security system, a warning system. The goats, though, I just assumed that she used this for food.
Yes, she can manipulate anything and everything.
Everything.
Yep. Corpses, living, tissue.
So, is there a chance she could manipulate us?
As long as we have a stronger will, then no. But if we just give up and let it happen, then yes.
Ah, gotcha.
Don't fall into her despair.
Eh. I got too much stuff going on to worry about despair.
Indeed,
Are we
keep that
here to
attitude.
destroy this individual or free them, Elwood?
Baba has been inherently evil ever since the dawn of man. Her writings have been written about in ancient texts, and they've all been about her being inherently evil. Using corpses as puppets so that the families and friends and comrades of the corpses wouldn't be able to swing back at them.
Yeah, sounds more like destroy to me. And that's a bit up our alley, at least.
Indeed, and someone so inherently evil, I would think, would have a relationship with Strahd. Maybe similar to a general or just someone to dispose of unwanted adventures.
Well, if it's pissing him off, that also gives me reason to help out.
Indeed, but I need her writings and what she knows about puppeteering, which will help me help you defeat Strahd. That's why I'm so adamant about this. This is once in a lifetime for a puppeteer, as her teachings has been gone forgotten. Obviously because of the corpses, but I replaced the corpses with mannequins, so it's less creepy to the townsfolk. But I still get weary eyes.
Just remember to follow your own advice about that stronger will.
The puppets are less creepy than corpses, but they're sometimes still a little unsettling. But very useful.
Especially the sentient clown variety.
Ah, useful is one word. Regardless, everyone want to rest up a bit before we head back over there?
How long have we been traveling before we got here?
I know it was only like 2 hexes, but the swamp travel is pretty slow, so it's actually about half day. So instead of 8 hexes, you get 4 hexes in a day. So it's about half day, midday.
Okay. Yeah. I could go for a bit of a short rest. Traveling through that swamp is no easy task.
Let us rest briefly, and then be done with.
Cool. Roll a d20 for me, Nisia, for our short rest random encounters. The river crossing wasn't about an hour. It was, I mean, like you got to Berez about midday, and it's been about an hour since you've been in Berez. That's too low. No random encounters. But as you kind of rest in the circle of stones, you notice these standing stones that the ones at each of the cardinal points, so northwest, southeast, are taller than the other 8. And that the smaller ones, the smaller 8 ones, each have weather-worn glyphs carved into them that each represent a different animal. You can kind of look a little bit closer and see what each animal shape is carved into them. They are bear, elk, hawk, goat, owl, panther, raven, and wolf. Into the 8 smaller menhirs. But yeah, your short rest will go by successful. Feel free to expend hit dice and get back any abilities after a short rest.
Which stone would be the wolf?
The wolf would be at like the 11 o'clock position.
Interesting. And the raven?
The raven would be at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Sister, we should not linger here. This is an evil place. Yes, Casimir. We shan't be here long.
Everywhere here is evil, but I understand.
I guess you could say this is advanced evil.
No, we should not linger here. But it is better to face an opponent that could be very dangerous with while we're not tired. But I agree. We should continue.
Be calm, brother. My friends are well traveled.
As we head out
Shall
back.
we?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying the same thing.
Yeah, where do we head to next? As you kind of look out across, we'll cross the river. Dimitri, do you mind rolling a d4?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we cross the river a bit. As we get back kind of towards the center of the ruins, kind of very swampy, wet area, we come across one of those horrible-looking scarecrows that you saw in the art handout. As we get close and you stumble across it, its eyes turn red and it shrieks out with a loud calling voice, "Intruder! Intruder! Intruder!" And then the eyes fade away, and the noise stops for a second. Oh, it stops permanently.
Looks like they know we're here.
That's not good.
Well, if that's the case, might as well prepare myself too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cast as a level 2 spell.
Very nice. As you spell...
I'll,
Oh, go ahead.
oh. I was just going to no, it's fine.
As your spell casts out, and a few seconds after the alarm has gone silent, this large, just giant, like humanoid skull kind of appears in front of you, and it calls out with a kind of deep, raspy voice of an old woman. "Ah, welcome to Berez. What brings strange travelers here? You're not the pesky rodents that are teasing my son. Not showing up to his dinners, are you?"
Your son.
"That's right, Strahd, my boy, is in quite a tizzy nowadays. The Raven said something about these travelers. These travelers causing him problems, being rude to my boy Strahd."
So you consider yourself the devil's mother?
"I raised him, I nursed him, I taught him all that he knows. That makes me his mother, right?" "He's such a sweet boy, so much more handsome than Sergei. What a sweet boy he is."
How big is this skull thing?
Like giant, like it could be the head of like a hill giant, but it's a skull.
I wouldn't exactly call him sweet, but that's beside the point.
Have you come to pay respects to the statue of Marina, that poor girl? My boy Strahd did love her so. Oh, what a poor, sad girl. That nasty mayor and that nasty priest. Why'd they have to go and kill her? I keep close watch over her monument.
Marina?
You don't know Marina? What are you doing in this swamp?
I'm just an escort.
Well, get out. There be none of that business in my swamp, you filthy animal. And the skull
Dimitri.
disappears.
You filthy animal.
I'm gonna say Dimitri nudge outward forward, like we're here because of you. Say something.
We don't want to take her off just yet. Let's try to get closer to her abode. See, and the skull disappeared, right?
The skull disappeared.
See, unlike you, I keep my weapons cheated. Don't want to start a fight right away. See how far we could get in before we start causing trouble. Don't worry, we're gonna fight for sure.
Oh, I didn't have my weapons out.
Yeah, your mouth is the weapon. forget.
The same could be said to you, Elwood.
Yeah, but I know when to keep it closed when I have to. But it's fine. We haven't started anything yet, but she's aware of us now, so be ready for anything.
Right. Sounds like if we take care of her, that puts another dent in our old friend.
And
She could just be delusional too.
Nisha and Serva, you guys are both from Barovia. You would know that Strahd's mother is Queen Ravenovia, who died hundreds of years ago. It's pretty common knowledge.
Seems to be that this lady is what made the devil what he is. Even more reason to stop her. Because even if we stop Strahd, she can just go off and make another one then.
Indeed, she has a way of manipulating people.
Aye. Well,
Items.
I'll go calm me like you want, Elward, but we are gonna stop her.
Of course. I just want to go as far in as possible before we start causing fights.
I will hold my tongue so you can try and get the information that you desire.
Yeah, so do we want to check out any of the runes, or do we want to head straight for the hut? Maybe you can hear like a bit of like jauntiness and kind of activity kind of happening over in this runes, but outside of that, it seems pretty quiet. The rest of the Berez, outside the bugs and the critters and stuff.
The ruins might give us safe cover to travel, but it can also be a trap. But we could use it to sneak in as close as possible.
And the church is kind of over here, the far west, and the big manor, the ruins of these are over here.
But after we defeat Baba, we should definitely look around here. Might be clues to other mysteries in Barovia.
I feel like the runes are just going to be hiding things we'd rather not fight before we get Baba.
Might as well go for Baba before we wear ourselves down.
Cool.
This place is cursed. You will find no aid here. Only at the Ember Temple can we find the weapon that will defeat Strahd.
We are going to the Amber Temple. This is but a small detour. And just like the last detour that you didn't think was going to provide anything, may I remind you about the Sunblade?
Aye. And even if we beat Strahd, sounds like this lady knows how to cook up a second one.
Kill her if we must, but let's not dally.
Trying to remember who asked who for help. Yep, I'm ready to go straight there. It's
To
fine.
be fair, I offered tradesies.
Server, do you mind rolling a d4 as we head kind of straight towards the hut? Dang. Okay.
Dang it, as in, haha, we already did that trap, so we're good.
Oh no, you need to roll a 1 or a 2 for nothing to happen. It's a 50-50 chance. And I keep just kind of picking from my options because I don't. They're kind of very situational. But we'll do this one. As you kind of come across this first set of ruins, this shackled kind of cottage, you see you see four old ladies kind of cackling and hassling. Maybe you actually kind of see, maybe Elward, you see a black cat kind of twirl underneath your feet and head into these ruins. And these four old ladies are kind of bent over the stovepat, working away and kind of making bad jokes at one another. We don't have to stop, but they are there. It's up to you guys if you want to interact or not. Kind of similar visage as the swamp witch we interacted with on the road.
They seem to have noticed us yet.
They don't seem to be paying any mind to what's going on beyond their cooking pot. They don't look like they feel threat or danger at all here.
Looking to buy more potions, Winrail?
I think I'm set for now.
Aye, as am I.
Cool. We can move on. As we get pretty close to the hut, let me give you some description. Someone has built a ramshackle wooden hut on the stump of what once was an enormous tree. The rotting roots of the stump thrust up from the mire like the legs of a gigantic spider. An open doorway is visible on one side of the hut, beneath which floats the upside-down, hollowed-out skull of a giant, very similar to the illusionary one you saw earlier. Flanking the hut's doorway are two iron cages that dangle like hideous ornaments from eaves. Scores of ravens are trapped in each one, and they caw and holler and racket and peck at the bars as you see them squawk and flutter about. They seem to get even more excitable as you approach, and as you approach and they get more and more excitable, you see this figure kind of appear in the window, step out, and step right into the floating hut. And I'll change maps for you. The floating hut, the floating skull. So it's quite wet. You can kind of reposition your how you are. I'll show you where the hut is and stuff.
Oh, where'd everyone go?
Is it? It feels like it's lagging a
Yeah,
little.
I can see everyone's tokens, but I'm the only person that shows like my name and stuff.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
Yeah, I got a connection server error. Just refreshing.
Yeah, just reload. There we go.
Okay, yeah, I was totally wigged out for me too. That was wild.
I don't know, because I know they were doing maintenance last night, but... Oh, there it is.
Oh, mine actually, even on reload, still.
Music stopped, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say try again. Mine took 2 reloads.
Yeah, it took one for me, but it seems to be back with after one, or after a reload.
No luck here.
You might just have to close the tab and like load back into the game.
Yeah, I've also got my VDI going, so it's probably sucking up bandwidth.
The new problem is I can't actually get my character sheet to load. Oh, there we go. Never mind.
Yeah, that's how it is for me. It just takes a minute.
When you're able to do so, there's what the hut looks like.
That's a cool token.
We gotta fight it.
And here's what the old lady looks like.
Whoa! At first I was like, holy crap, that's a huge Huge monster.
That's what Baba La Saga looks like. And here's what the giant skull looks like. Just like the illusionary one. A little nice little chair in there for and everything.
Hot.
Yeah. But as you approach, you see Baba La Saga step out and into her giant skull, kind of floating just right on the edge of the air. And she kind of raises a finger up, and all of the ravens go silent. Ah, I told you, no escorts wanted here. The dead don't need such service. I certainly don't. My boy Strahd doesn't either. He's but a child. Go away. Go away. You're not wanted here.
Oh, wow. That's quite the misunderstanding. I don't think do I look like that kind of escort, man? Anyways,
I didn't want to say.
somebody was hoping to speak to you, and she'll kind of awkwardly gesture to Elward as this like, I'll just stop.
My name is Elward Vamersight, and I've come here not only to defeat you, but the master puppeteering, that the art that you made so long ago that's gone in our world. But maybe using it for good and not the ways that you used it to torture so many souls. And to free all that you've captured and restore all the wine here in Barovia, because apparently that's very important to these people. But that's secondary.
You can see her kind of scratch her chin. Kind of rub her chin, and she raises one big eyebrow up. My boy. I've been lost without a purpose since Strahd sent me from that castle. The ravens are but a time passing. You, though, you are a curious one. If you wish to learn my secrets and defeat me, you must. But I will never leave this world as long as my boy Strahd lives. For what is a boy without his mother? If that be it, you find my secrets here in this swamp and that very hut. But I would not let you have them easily. Is that truly all you come to the swamp for? Be my successor? You'll see the way if you do.
No, I don't wish to be your successor. I wish to be better than you.
Isn't that what a successor is?
I don't know.
You see her.
I didn't prepare a heroic speech.
You see her.
I just want to win.
You see her clap her hands together, and the spider-like stumps of the tree kind of move and stomp out of the ground as the hut itself seems to come alive and animate. Let's see what tricks you have. This is one of my finest. Perhaps you could show me what you've made.
To be expected from the creator of puppetry. And I would smiling, ready, ate a happy jack for battle.
Yeah, if that be it, that be it. Baba La Saga begins to fly into the air only about 10 feet before combat starts. She claps her hands once again. Good luck, my pretties, and death may find you swift. And yeah, start rolling initiative. Ooh, that's a low one.
I should start using my inspirations for initiative. That might be the play.
Let's go with a different one.
Man, my rolls have been bad tonight. Advantage on initiative, and I get 14.
I can't decide what battle music I want. I'm gonna go with the organ one.
The thing went -2, got the highest initiative. So we all rolled low.
The lair goes first.
Ooh, their actions.
Is everybody in there? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. On the start of turn, nothing. No, not the first round. Okay. Okay, we'll do this. As well, Saga kind of flies up. She points a finger directly in the center of you all, and a fog cloud of insects, swarming insects, fill a 20-foot radius sphere. The cloud is lightly obscured, and anyone in the cloud, when it appears, I need a Constitution saving throw. And here is the 20-foot. DC is 15, I believe. Yeah, 15. Plus 3. So Winrel will fail, unfortunately. And so will Nijia. Oh, no, Casimir will, I'm sorry. So you take 12 piercing. Not magical. 12 piercing as the swarm of insects kind of bite and eat at your flesh if you failed, and 6 piercing if you passed. And that is the lair action.
Are these like live insects, or is this just like a hazard?
They're like live insects. Yeah, it's like she commanded the fog cloud of bugs to attack.
I don't know if that does anything to them then, but that.
Okay, yeah, it'll like kind of make some of the bugs go away. It won't be quite as intense, but it's still like swarming around you. So you see like a swat, like hundreds of insects die as they bite into you, but thousands still swarming around.
Gotcha.
As the creeping hut animates, it seems to stride forward a bit, but you see several of its roots kind of dig down into the water and then reappear near several of you. It's going to stride forward. It has pretty slow movement. No, it's 30 feet. Yeah, it's going to stride forward just a little bit. And we'll see. We'll roll. The first one will be at Nijia, as a root comes out of the water and tries to smack into Nijia, hitting for 21 bludgeoning. The next one will be at Winrel, 26 for 31, and the last one will be at Casimir, for 32. Does 17 hit Casimir?
He'll shield that.
Cool. So that he'll block the root with his magical force field, and it becomes his turn.
Kind of holding on to his wounds. He'll run up past Nijia and just say, "Sister, be careful," and he will cast greater invisibility on himself and Nijia as he runs by, 30 feet.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I'll cast that at level 5, so it can cover him. not sure if we have a de facto invisibility.
Anything's fine. I put the ninja mask,
Oh,
but
ninja. Oh, that's perfect. Oh yeah, sorry, that's much better. Okay, so he has that. And he's gonna get far away because he's kind of a coward, and then he'll pass turn. Oh, and then it's Nisha's turn. Nisha was looking really rough before you saw her kind of disappear. You'll hear some splashing sounds as she makes her way over here. There's no beginning of turn effect for starting in the insect cloud.
no, not for starting in the turn.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, so she'll make her way out of the kind of the danger zone, and you'll hear some splashes as no one can see this cool effect, but she'll scoop up some swamp water and kind of throw it out in front of her as it forms six conical, kind of clear-looking shards that slowly start to spin around her, and she will cast her minute meteors of ice. And so I think that's her action. But then I believe on the turn I cast it, as well as each additional turn, I can send out 2 for DC 16 for 2d6 ice damage per meteor. So I will send 2 meteors at the bad guy.
At Baba Lysago?
Yeah, at Baba, definitely. So I'll send 2 at her, both 2 meteors, both DC 16.
She fails both times, and they have some splash damage, right? It's like everything within 5 feet.
Correct. Yeah, everything within 5 feet takes the 2d6.
You see the giant skull gets damaged a bit too.
Okay, great. And that will be my.
Rudolph. It becomes Rudolph's turn.
Rudolph is going to.
Oh, I'm sorry. She passes on one of those. She's advantage on her saves against magic.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So then I think I'm not even sure if she takes half or not. Does she take half each creature?
Yeah, half damage on a save.
Okay, half as much. Okay, so she. Yeah. So 9, then 4. So.
Rudolph is going to move around here, around back, and cast protection from evil and good on Servo.
And the bugs are still biting at you and just kind of tearing at your flesh and skin.
Yeah, so he's going to do that real quick before he moves out of the sphere. So Servo, you have undead, fae, demons, and other things have disadvantage to hit you, and you can't be charmed or frightened by them. So let's throw it out. And then he's going to complete his movement, and I think he just has enough movement to get just outside the sphere. And then that is Rudolph's turn.
Becomes Dimitri's turn.
Dimitri is going to move out the other side 30 feet, and he's going to take a couple shots at Baba Lysago. And he'll use a grip point on each shot to make it. Well, let's do the first shot first, just in case it's another misfire.
As you fire it out at Baba, she has some bit of cover and it's a miss.
All right. That's fine. Second shot.
That is it, even with the cover.
All right. And yeah, this is a big one. Let's action surge. And 2 more.
Go ahead.
Last grip point for another violent. Oh my
That
god.
one's a miss.
And then no violent on the last one. Oh, jeez.
Oof, that is also a miss.
Yeah, I will bonus action dash to get up on like dry land a bit. And that's about all I can do. I think that's it.
As Baba's starting to get hurt, her legendary actions are going to come into play. She's going to move! So she has, I think, what is her flying speed with the skull? 40 feet flying. She's going to move 40 feet away. She's just going to move like, it's going to be like 30 feet away and like 10 more feet up. That tree is no longer there. That tree that's on the map is like what the crawling hut was.
All right.
Winroll, your turn.
Okay. So let's see. I can move out of this purple thing, right?
Oh yeah, it's not difficult terrain or anything. But the insects are biting at you and stuff. You get the sense that if you end your turn there, the insects will continue to eat on you. But
Okay, I'll move full stop towards them.
your passive is really high as you get right up next to this massive hut. It's kind of moving and schlossing about. Its roots and spider-like legs are kind of twirling about you. But you see this bright green light seeming to emanate from inside the hut.
Okay, and I am going to cast Spirit Guardians, and I will, protect our gigantic party.
And the ravens.
Yeah. All the good guys with us won't be affected.
Baba Saga will deem this a worthy thing to counterspell. She'll use her reaction.
Balls! All right. That's it.
Cool. At the end of your turn, she's going to use another legendary action to cast a cantrip. Let's see. We'll see who she fires this one at. It's going to be at Unesia, as you were one of the two that attacked her. She fires a firebolt straight for you.
Even though I'm invisible?
Oh, you're invisible. Sorry, you have greater invisibility. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't see you. She can't sense you. That's going to be at you, Dimitri. I think you're still within range. No.
Sorry, Dimitri.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
21 to hit for 22 fire damage. It fires out and strikes straight for you.
Kind of one of those bust throw situations.
22 fire. Holy poop. That hurt.
She rolled pretty damn high. Your turn, Serva.
All right, let's see. Let's move up there to get out of the bugs. I assume the hut is in range?
Oh yeah, totally. Your passive perception is not quite enough to notice what Winrail noticed.
All right. Well, in a logical sense, I assume it's made of wood, so...
It's literally like the tree. It's like a treehouse. It's like a walking treehouse.
Oh, well. That's if that hits, but Searing Smite.
Go for it. Oh yeah, that is totally a hit. As you smack into this tree, as this plant-like construct is seared with your fiery energy and the halberd death knell.
And then at the start of its next turn, it's going to make that con save or take that damage again.
Indeed.
And then I'm just going to whack it again.
20 is a hit as well.
And that'll be it from me.
At the end of your turn, another cantrip will come out. And let's see, she'll fire. This one's going to be at you, Serva, after you hit the hut. She's going to cast another. This will be her last third of 3 legendary actions. 17 to hit.
That's a miss.
Indeed, the firebolt goes stray. Elward, your turn.
Sure. Let's get out of these bugs first. I'll use 20 feet of my movement and 15 feet for Happy Jack, which is all my movement. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. I have 10 feet left. But I'll use Happy Jack to fire off a firebolt at Baba.
Oh, nice. Go for it. .22 is a hit as it strikes into Baba for some fire. You've got a lot of catching up to do if that's what you call a firebolt.
Indeed, I do. But as a bonus action, I'll use Dash for Ada, and I'm going to try to get her towards the hut.
Oh, nice. And your passive is not high enough either.
Mm-hmm. But the 3 gems, Bob was the one who had the green one?
They were all green. They were all green.
Oh, they were all green. Elward will yell out, "Tell me, was it you who killed the queen, Baba, in your thirst for offspring?"
You see her face turn into this just ravenous scowl. That witch! That evil woman! She wouldn't dare be a mother. More concerned of her own self than her children.
Well, Baba is scowling and interacting. Ada will tell both ladies point up and signal them to maybe climb the thing. That's the turn.
Cool. Bubble Saga is gonna go. She has some cool shit. There's so many options. We're gonna go with. She's gonna come right out the gate with some puffs and stuff. This will be between Elward, Dimitri, and Serva. Because she can't see Nisha. That looks like it's going to be Serva. And she points a finger at you, Serva. You keep your just nasty, rotten animal escort fingers away from my hut! And, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure you have less than 150 hit points. And you become stunned. Does the protection from against evil affect that at all?
No, not stun.
That's Baba. Oh, Baba's going to move up more. She's going to move 40 feet up. So she's 60 feet in the air now. New round. You don't want a 4. Okay, good. As you hear like screams and alarms, intruders, intruders, all scattered throughout Berez, as the scarecrows around Berez seem to animate all at once. None make it here though. Layer action though. Okay, cool. I like this one. As she sees maybe like Ada gesture at the plan. Oh, how close do you have to be? 60 feet. You guys are too far away because she's a bit high in the air. Never mind. She's not going to do that one. This is what she'll do. She'll point on the ground, kind of around where the creeping hut is, and the insect cloud will disperse. But the ground around there, around the creeping hut, becomes just roots and reeds and tangles and all sorts of plants kind of strung up. And I need strength saving throws from Winrel. You'll auto fail, unfortunately, Serva, and Ada, as the roots try to grasp you, essentially being entangled. And it becomes difficult terrain in the Winrel. You save. Ada is entangled. That is the lair action. The hut goes. It's scary how many turns they get in a row. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the plan of action. The hut's gonna what the hut's gonna do is kind of step in front of Babala Saga, kind of shimmy around here. Still, like Babala Saga's flying like 20 feet above it, but as it moves away, it uses its vines to kind of strike out at the 3 that were kind of nearby. So the first one will be at Ada with advantage. Oh no, that could be goodbye Ada. The next one will be at Serva with advantage. 19 to hit. Is that still a miss?
No, that still hits.
Oh, just a hit.
Is it? What does the hut count as?
It's a construct.
Then never mind. That's what I thought. But
yeah. It'd still be a normal even if it counted. 27 bludgeoning, and then the last one at you, Winrel. This is normal. $24 to hit for 7 bludgeoning. No. 17 by 2, 8 bludgeoning. Resistances and Armor Master is pretty sweet. Casimir, your turn.
Does the Searing Smite still affect it, or?
Oh yeah, let me give you the con save. It passes.
Oh well, not anymore.
I think Discord might have been crapping out. Someone sounded like a robot.
Oh no. Any better? Casimir's turn.
Oh. It actually just happened to me after you said it happened to you.
Oh, we just lost somebody.
I think
okay, Casimir, you're gonna hear, even though he's invisible, you'll hear his customary. Right before you see an arcing streak of kind of a thin, fine red line streaking up across the sky as it explodes high in the air, right above Baba as he casts a fireball.
Nice. Do you want it to encapsulate both Baba and the creeping hut?
Oop, am I the only one hearing robot linen, or is that?
I can hear him fine.
I'm
Yeah,
here, okay.
He sounds fine to me.
Yeah, it.
Oh shoot, I can't hear any of you guys for some reason. Like you guys are all coming in garbled. Maybe it's me. I'm gonna disconnect.
Greater invisibility plus fireball is a sweet combo because she cannot counterspell that. She has to be able to see. Yeah, let me give you some save. She saves her dex. The skull had 32 HP, so it is just destroyed with the fireball. And Baba is gonna fall. Unless she has feather fall.
That's why you always take Featherfall.
That is why you always take feather fall. She's gonna fall 60 feet down. That was a pretty nasty fall.
Nice.
Yeah, the skull is just burnt away, destroyed in the chaos, and the creeping hut fails. Oh my goodness, fire damage too? 66 damage. That did a shit ton of damage total. Yeah, anything else on Casimir's turn? Is Dave back? Can you hear us? Oh no, he's not back.
I think it. I'm not. Oh no, now it's better. I was gonna say because for a while the Discord server was like, I could hear everybody fine, but it was like real low. It was like in the yellow. Like the ping was.
I'll try changing regions real fast and see if that affects.
I'm hearing.
Can you hear me? Okay, Dave. I think Dave lost internet altogether.
Oh, it looks like you guys are both back. Can you hear us now? Everything clear?
Yeah, we must have just had like a really bad lag spike or something in our network connection because I lost it.
I thought Elwood was supposed to have the outage.
Yeah, and we're in Pennsylvania. That's the crazy part.
It's too many people on the internet now.
Yeah, really.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, I think the overload, there's like a bandwidth overload.
They're
Maybe.
gamers.
Yeah, but the fireball was unbelievably effective. Super destroyed the hut, made Baba fall 60 feet out of the air. She was not expecting that, and she couldn't see to counter. The hut severely damaged by this fire. Very effective fireball. Casimir coming
the
in.
Well, I was worried about the hut for the raven, so to be honest with you, I was probably going to cast it high enough in the air as not to damage the hut.
Oh, okay.
Only because I'm assuming if I hit the hut, I'd probably incinerate all the ravens.
They are in cages dangling on the hut. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So what I was trying to say was I was gonna cast it high enough in the air to just hit Babu and the skull and not hit the hut and endanger the raven.
Cool. Yeah, I think that was when some of the voice stuff was going wacky because I'd ask if it was the hut, but it was silent, so I just assumed. My bad.
Nope, all good, all good.
But still very
I
effective.
have, however, lost my done button unfortunately since I had to reload.
Oh, no worries at all. Nisha's turn.
Perfect. Okay, so Nisia also she's also going to maneuver.
At the end of your turn.
Sorry.
At the end of your turn, a legendary action is going to come out. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
No. She's gonna save it. Oh no, she'll move. And what she'll do actually is she's gonna move into her hut, and gonna take cover in the hut, and it lets her on.
Is that going to be half cover or 3/4?
It'll be 3/4.
Ooh. Ouch.
She's like peering out through the window.
Now, I guess just a procedural question do we have the ability to damage the hut since it's so large? Can we damage the hut without endangering the ravens?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. And then sorry, secondary question. This platform, is this like some sort of like raised dais sort of thing, like where I'd have to climb up over here, or is it just sort of like
It's like maybe like 5 feet off the water, but so it's nothing too big. It's just where it's like dry land for a bit, just a small little patch of dry land more than anything.
Okie dokie. Okay, Nizia is gonna make her way over here, to this edge, maybe climb up to get an eye. If she can see Babu, I'm sorry. Well, can she attack Babu from here, just with
Yeah,
three-quarters cover?
yeah, of course.
That's a tough one. Okay, I will attack the hut at a safe distance. I will throw I'm gonna throw Ray of Frost with my action, and then for my bonus action, I'll release 2 more meteors.
Nice, go for it. Uh, 13 is you don't hit the hut, but it doesn't hit any vulnerable spots.
Gotcha.
But both your little icicle meteors definitely strike into the hut.
All right, cool. And that's my turn.
Rudolph and Richton's turn. At the
Uh,
end of your turn, sorry, legendary action is going to come out. I keep forgetting that. Uh, who's she going to focus on? Not being able to see you guys is tough. She's going to cast a cantrip at somebody. We'll roll for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Winrel, that's you. As she kind of peeks out of the window and sees you're close by still, she fires a firebolt straight for you. 13 is a miss. You parried away with your moonlight shield. Rudolph, your turn.
all right. Rudolph is going to get up in this bit, but he can't quite make it all in one turn. So he's going to cast Sanctuary on himself. Give him that one extra turn. Help him out a little bit. And then he's going to run 30.
And it's difficult terrain where, yeah, good job. Nice.
Yeah, he's going to run around the around the. And then I don't believe he has any bonus action stuff. I think Sanctuary was bonus action. It is a bonus action. Okay. So then he'll dash around and get right up next to Baba Yaga, which I think he should be able to do. Oh yeah, easily with a dash.
Oh, as you try to dash onto the hut, I need an you can make an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Oh, she's on the hut? Okay.
Yeah, she's like in the hut.
Yeah, he's still totally going to do that. Acrobatics, athletics. He not proficient in either of those. I guess it Dex.
Not high enough. As you get close enough, like one of the roots kind of bats you away, and you're not able to climb off.
Oh, she was able to get up there with half her move.
Yeah, she was right next to it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 'cause I know she was prone. That's why I was curious. I must have missed that. I thought she was like standing underneath it, like having the hut's legs as cover or something. Never mind.
She feather folded back onto the ground, and then maybe the thing carried it onto its hut. I'm assuming.
But that is Rudolph's turn.
Cool. Has got Sanctuary upon him. Becomes your turn, Dimitri.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take out the Sun Sword, activate.
As your Sun Sword activates, you hear Baba Slaga hiss. Ah, you want to I can't remember the voice I was using. You're gonna hurt my son Strahd with such a blade. Sergei's toy. I didn't wish to see that again.
Oh. First, it's going to hurt you, and then I'm gonna move forward 30 feet. I know she's up there, but that's all right. I'm gonna move up 30 feet, and then as I'm moving that 30, I'll take 2 shots at. Is she in the hut or like on the?
She's in the hut. It's a small hut though. Like you can see her kind of peering through the windows, and like she's like taking cover and like doing covering fire kind of thing. She peeks out
Okay.
and fires firebolts.
Yeah, she has 3/4 cover.
Okay, I will still attempt to shoot.
Oh,
Dear God,
Oh, no.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
damn, Dimitri. It's not just this week, it's been a couple weeks now.
23 is a hit even with the cover.
That's the first one. Thank you, luck points. And then I will take a second shot.
21 is a hit. Is still a hit.
21.
21. And then oh, what to use my bonus action on? I have so many bonus.
Must not be high.
Second wind. That's what I'm using my bonus action.
Boom. At the end of
the firebolt did a lot of damage.
At the end of your turn, indeed, she's gonna peer out the window and fire back with her third legendary action. 13 is a miss.
Piss off, ghost.
Winrel, becomes your turn.
All right. She have any of those counter spells left?
She has used a very rare amount, not that much spells, but indeed, but she will counter again.
And that's it for me then.
You have a chance to climb up.
You can try to climb in if you want.
Get in the melee.
I mean, I
Got a
can
lot
do
of
that
outlets.
next turn too, right?
Yeah, you don't have to do it this turn. It's just up
Yeah.
to you. Serve, at the end of your turn, you can make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can no longer be stunned.
I'll use my inspiration for that.
Boom, go for it. I have to double check. 15 is, I'm pretty sure, not high enough. Let me double check. Yeah, DC 17 or spells DC.
Well, nap time.
Don't you have a +3 on that because it's magic?
I have that already being tracked.
Okay.
But yeah, the aura's already tracked in there, so yeah, that's it. That's my turn.
Sorry, Serva. Elward, your turn. My bad. I got trigger happy.
Howard's seeing that everyone's a little bit chicken-footed about getting in. People are scared of doing a lot of damage. Let's see. What's the rule on concentrated strikes? What if I wanted to aim for the chain that's holding the Raven's cage?
Yeah, it's just an AC. It's just I'll just give it an AC. You can totally do that. If you
Sure,
want to free one of the swarm of ravens, that's a very viable action.
Sure, I'll go for that, and I'll shoot a firebolt at the chain that's holding onto the cage.
Sure. So the hut's AC is 16, and this is an inanimate object on the hut, so I'm going to give it like 2 less, like AC 14 to hit.
Sure. 14's still a lot in D&D, because these rolls be silly. Alright. I'm gonna go for it, because I need people to go all out on them.
Whoa!
I wish it was on Baba, but we'll take it.
As you smash the cage, the chain falls to the ground and breaks open, and a swirling swarm of ravens come out, angry, and add it to the turn order. That is one of the actual planned actions you can do to add to your chances. There's
But
another
surprise.
cage.
More actions for us.
But surprise, they're corrupted and they attack you.
It's only worse now.
And you said there's one more cage?
One more cage.
Oh, sorry. Keep doing what you're doing.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry. You're all good, man. Go ahead.
Sadly, no. But I'll move him up closer. Try to intimidate Bob a little bit. So walking clown just walks up nonchalantly to this giant thing. Maybe try to take a hit for a party member. Sadly, I don't have a second puppet right now. But yeah, that's the turn.
Baba is gonna go as she's just infuriated. She's never
My
been.
It doesn't work because it's on Baba's turn.
No worries. No worries. Infuriated
Hopefully.
that these enemies have done so much damage to her, more ferocious than anyone ever before. She stares out the window. She realizes for the first time that her hut has blind sight, and she totally forgot. Yet, if you could see the invisible ones, get them! And then she points her finger at the one that has so violently shot her over and over.
Oh no.
She's going to cast Finger of Death at you, Dimitri. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Can I counterspell?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I need an your spellcasting a Charisma check. DC 17.
Okay, so it's a D20 plus my charisma,
Right.
my spellcasting
And-
modifier, which is 7
What's
or
the
8
DC?
plus 8.
DC 7. It's a 17 level spell. A 17 level. 7th level spell. Not a 17th level spell.
I give you my inspiration.
Yeah, so you can just click on
So-
Charisma, and it'll be the right
Okay.
check.
Oh, okay. It's not. I don't get
Not a
proficiency for
Charisma.
it, it's just a
No, just a straight up Charisma check.
Okay, cool. And you're giving me advantage on this.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Ooh, 17.
That does it, and she's already used her reaction to counterspell the Spiritual Guardian, so she can't counterspell your counterspell. Not yet, at least.
That'd be
Oh
silly.
my god. Thank you so much.
And because of
thank
that, you saved Dimitri's life, probably.
Thank Elward, because
That would
I
have
didn't have inspiration coming in.
That would have 100% killed me if I did not make that con save. Whoo.
Counterspell coming to the save. Babala Saga turns around and looks around to see where you're at, Nisha. My hut will get you soon enough! That's her turn. Lair action.
And hats off to Elward for playing me in last week enough to level me, because that was what got me to get counterspell this week.
That was super. That worked out so
Hooray.
perfectly. Advantage and everything.
Oh my god, thank you.
Oh, this is a cool one. I wanted to use this one, but no one was close enough. Now everyone's close enough. The hag points up to 3 creatures she can see within 60 feet. So she's going to point at Rudolph, Winrel, and the ravens are too complicated. She's going to point at Dimitri. I need every single one of you, all you 3, to make Constitution saving throws as she points. Fly away, bugs.
All right. And I don't want to, so I'll use my inspiration on this Constitution.
Yep, inspiration.
DC 15 is what you're looking for.
I didn't need it, but that's okay. And then Rudolph will make his. He doesn't have inspiration.
You guys all save. Every single one of you, she points to. It's like a hammer hits you in your chest, and you feel your feet begin to like scoop back, but you dig in and you withstand the blow. You don't get flung back at all. Very nice saves. This battle, the tide is turning. Babala Saga's creeping hut has been given orders to find those that are invisible. It has blind sight out to 120 feet, and so it's going to make attacks. The first
Oh,
one,
this ain't good.
the first one will be at Casimir. 19 to hit.
I think Casimir can shield. Let's see, what's his AC?
That should be, I think, 15
15
with mage armor.
with mage armor. So, and shield's +5. Yeah, so he'll
Yeah.
shield.
Nice. So that'll be a block as he blocks the root once again, just last second with his magical shield. The next root will go towards Nisha. 21 to hit, Nisha.
Oh, yeah, that hits. And Nisha, even though you guys can't, well, I guess when I go unconscious, do I become visible again or no?
No, because Casimir's concentrating on the spell.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Nisha is down. You guys just don't know.
And the range is 60 feet, by the way, is why the roots can do this.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, cool. And the last root will go back towards Casimir one more time.
Oh, sorry. One more. I do have Strength of the Grave.
Oh, nice. You go to 1 instead, I think, right?
Let's see. Well, no, I need to make a. I think it was too much damage because how much damage was it?
It was
30 bludgeoning.
30 total.
Yeah, when you reduce, let's see, you can make a charisma saving throw DC 5 plus the damage taken. Yeah, so I can't make a DC 35
Sorry.
saving throw anyway, so it's fine.
Great work.
Yeah, I'll let you. If you roll a 20, you can work. You got to reward 20s.
Right. There we go. All right, here I'll just do a D20 here. Boom. Close, but no cigar. Yeah.
And then the last root will go towards Casimir for 31 and hit. I'm sure that'll hit even with shield for 31 bludgeoning.
Yep, and Casimir is also down, so greater invisibility fades, and you'll see Niza and Casimir just kind of both laying in the water, bloodied and floating. Yep, so we're both down.
All right, that is the hut's turn. Casimir, I need a death saving throw. Can you roll a d20? We'll give your allies saving throws. Most NPCs would. It's one failure. Nisha, I also need a death saving throw. That is also a failure. Rudolph, becomes your turn.
Rudolph is going to, can he run under them?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So he's gonna, seeing this, he was gonna climb up, move over. Oh, I think those.
The difficult terrain is gone too. It ended as a layer action.
Oh, okay. So I'll move over, and then he'll do. Heal. We'll move over, and
no longer entangled. Correct.
Crank a cure wounds at level 4 at Unesia.
Sweet.
Take 25 healing.
You'll see Nizia coughing up just copious amounts of kind of a dark, viscous blood as she's laying there, and breath comes back into her lungs.
You'll be fine. Get up and finish this evil creature. And then he goes to get up and move toward Casimir, but he has no more movement left, so that's his turn.
At the end of your turn,
actually, he'll cast Sanctuary on Nisha to give her. Oh no, he can't because it needs to be a bonus action cantrip. So never mind.
At the end of your turn, an action will come out, a legendary action. She's looking pretty stressed at everything that's going on. Yeah, she's gonna cast this.
One question for you, Lennon. I get kind of procedural point of order. So my turn had passed, but I was unconscious for it for the death save. Do I still get my reaction back or no? Like would I have lost?
Yeah, your reaction's back. Your reactions, yeah. You still have your.
Gotcha. Okay.
And your death saves reset.
Cool. Thanks.
She's gonna cast a cloud kill as reaction. But cast all 3 actions.
Yeah, she'll. Can I counterspell a legendary action or no?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay, yeah, it's worth a shot.
She'll use her reaction to counterspell your counterspell.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, well, burn through some spells somehow.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, Rudolph doesn't have counterspell, so he can't join in the counter.
Oh, Casimir might have. I can't remember if Casimir has counterspell, but
Yeah, Casimir does have counterspell, unfortunately.
Oh no. But the cloud kill will come out. Let me just double check the radius. I think it's 20. It is 20. So I think it's at the start of your turn. She'll cast it like that. That'll be her legendary action. So this opaque cloud of black gas seems to kind of erupt all around you. Those that are in the gas, kind of choking and pulling at your life. It's quite a poisonous cloud. But Rudolph, that was the end of your turn. Dimitri, becomes your turn. At the start of your turn, I need a Constitution saving throw as you're in the cloud kill. You pass. Do you take half? You take half. So 19 minus half, so 8, 9. 9 poison damage, Dimitri.
At least I've been on point with these con saves.
Indeed, yeah.
I have no more bullets left in the chamber. I don't want to waste any actions trying to load it, so I'll holster Matilda and run. Yeah, that's 20 feet. Run up to it and then try and climb. So you said
athletics
acrobatic?
or acrobatics. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my god!
Not high enough. It kind of bats you away.
Does that take one of my or can I do it
No,
again?
it's just movement. It's like interact with objects. You can't do it again.
I only got one. I don't think I'm gonna be shooting my gun much anymore, so I'm gonna use a luck point to reroll because I want to get.
Go for it. That's so close. It's a DC 17.
I don't have anything. So I guess I'll just smash into this hut, wielding the sun sword in two. Yeah.
Go for it.
And I think sneak attack will count for 1 because Winrell's within range too. Or can I sneak?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
14. You make contact into the root, but the part that you chop off doesn't seem to affect the creeping hut. 27 is definitely a hit though.
For
23.
somehow I'm at 3-2. Oh, because
Oh no, I see.
So you add 2 to the 7. I don't know why the magic isn't added to the 7. So it'd be 9 plus 6 for the sneak attack.
Cool. Okay, cool. 15.
And it's all radiant. And I have a bonus action, which I will. Oh man, I don't know. I'll do a bonus action. I don't even have to bonus action move. I guess I'll end there. That'll be...
Cool. Winrail becomes your turn. At the start of your turn, you're just in the barely into the cloud kill. I need a Constitution saving throw.
God damn.
Can I guidance myself?
Can you guidance as a reaction?
It's a bonus.
Yeah, I don't.
That's action.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't do it on this one.
Gotcha.
But you still get Servazora though.
You got this.
That was a heavy hitting cloud kill, and you saved. So you take half of that. So 14 poison damage, Winroll. And I don't think you're concentrating on anything. But you know that her reaction and
No, I am
legendaries are
not.
out.
Okay. Did I start my turn below half my hit points, or no?
You did not start your turn below, but after the start of
Okay,
your turn, you
cool.
went below.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Cool.
Oh yeah, no rage. But next turn you might rage. The curse of Mother Night.
I guess I'm just gonna, be a one-trick pony and go.
Oh, nice. As Spirit Guardians come out this time, the spectral hands, kind of skeletal-looking hands, gonna scatter out all around you. Or the wolves, maybe. I'm not sure if they're wolves, these ones.
That is all.
Cool. Serva, you can make another Constitution saving throw to see if you're no longer stunned.
You got this.
Oh, I wanted to move out. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, of course.
Move out of the.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm so sorry, Serva, but you are still stunned. The swarm of ravens, it doesn't have to, since they're flying around, they don't have to climb with the legs, they don't need to make a check. They're going to fly into the hut and try to peck and bite at Babala Saga, their captor, their tormentor. They have more than half their HP. 15 is going to hit her. She has no cover to them. As they bite at her for some damage. Elward, it becomes your turn.
Oh. Sorry, I'm gift searching. There we go, classic. The birds. Okay.
Nice.
So thankfully, Happy Jack doesn't have lungs. So he's good on the cloud kill.
Yeah, immune to poison.
Let's see. Okay, I feel like this is the play. I'm going to use 30 feet of my movement to get over here, and I'm going to use my action to use a medicine check to stabilize.
Oh, nice. Go for it. Are you proficient? I mean, do you have a healer's kit or anything like that?
Oops. I forgot I'm playing a different character in this campaign.
You can still make a medicine. Anyone can make a medicine check to stabilize. I just didn't know if you had a healer's kit to auto succeed.
No, but that might be something we should buy soon. I think someone has a healer's kit, but not me. But yes, I will medicine check.
That is a pass. Casimir will stabilize.
Oh, just one off. But that is fine. And then Happy Jack only has 15 remaining movement because he's a puppet. And I'm going to use
Oh, you can't really see where Jack. I mean, you kind of get the sense. You have to sight through your own sight, but Happy Jack's senses are actually kind of clouded in the cloud kill. But no worries. You have multiple sense locations.
Bro. I think I could just get right out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the bonus action to have him use a help action for anyone using a ability check to try to climb up to the hut.
Oh, nice. Gonna do an 8. Yeah, kind of give a boost.
Boost. Like Happy Jack is like tree hugging the roots, and it's gonna be like a stepping stool for whoever uses him as a way to propel up there. If anyone wanted the chance to step on Happy Jack, now's your chance. And that's the turn.
Very nice. Baba's gonna go. Baba's gonna come in. Get these birds off of me! And she's gonna cast a spell out. Now her spells are getting a bit more limited.
No, not the birds.
You guys aren't grouped up very well either. You're all spread out really well. She is going to... Ooh. She's concentrating on that one. So she's going to... she's going to kind of look out the window and fire a lightning bolt straight this way. She's going to hit Happy Jack and Winrail. She'll actually have to cast it at a higher level, because she's out of 3rd level spells. Oh yeah, let me give you a concentration check. Thank you. Passes. So I need a dex save from Happy Jack and Winrail. As a lightning bolt shrieks out from Babula Saga, she kind of steps out of the window and fires away. Jack passes, so he takes 42 divided by 21 damage. Winrail, you fail, so you take 42 lightning damage. And that's Babla. As Winrail falls, Layer's gonna go. What is she gonna do? She can't do the same thing twice in a row.
Now with the cloud kill, I know it moves. Does it move on her turn, or
Oh, it moves on her turn, yeah.
I just didn't know if it was gonna move when she actually cast it, like somewhere in between someone's thing.
Yeah, it's gonna go 10 feet away. Thank you for the reminder. It's gonna be like right there. Alright. A layer action, another 20-foot thing. It was just say beneath the creeping hut. I won't move the radius, but just this water wall of like all the pools of water around the tree. The hut kind of swirl around, and these tendrils of water come out and try to grab you and streak you away. It won't be at Winrail, but I need Happy Jack and Dimitri both to make pools. Yeah, strength saving throws. DC 15 strength saving throws. 15 is a pass, so Jack doesn't. Dimitri, you get pulled by the water. It pulls you 20 feet back and knocks you prone.
Okay.
That's the layer action. Babula Saga's hut is gonna go. Yeah, its command was get rid of these birds. So like a root's gonna kind of come out and like speak through the window and try to stab out at these birds. and you see just a huge puff of feathers as a swarm of ravens get disintegrated by the root that slams into them. Kind of damages the root. I will say it damages the hut a little bit too. The other part of its attacks, it wasn't given another command. I'm gonna let it. That'll be its command. Its move. Casimir, I need a Constitution saving throw from Casimir because he's in the cloud kill now. That is a failure, I believe. So either way, you'll start dying again. You're no longer stabilized.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I went from 1 failed death save to stabilize to 0, and then back down to 1, or do I go from 1 to 2?
You're saving. You have 0 saving throws right now. It's a wash, but you are dying again. So at the start of your next turn, you'll have to make a death saving throw.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nisha's turn.
Nesia will roll over to her hands and knees, glancing back at her fallen brother, looking up and seeing Winrill, and she'll let out just she'll like slap her hand down into the earth, burying it a couple inches deep, and let out kind of a primal scream, and she will send 3 sorcery points to cast a Hound of Ill Omen.
Oh, nice.
Now, the Hound, what I was gonna cast it last turn before I got knocked out. Unfortunately, it does appear in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of the target. So I'd like it to appear right next to Babu.
Nice. Yeah. Go ahead. You should be able to drag and drop the token out. Very nice.
Now that is a bonus. Unfortunately, it does have its own, and I guess for better or for worse, it does have its own initiative. So I'll roll initiative for it.
That is actually a good place of initiative for you.
Yeah, it's not terrible actually. Yeah. So that's my bonus. I'll spend half my movement to stand up. I'll give Rictavio kind of a nod here. Take a few steps back. And let's see, am I still within? Yep. Okay. And then I guess for my action, I'll cast just a Ray of Frost at. I'll go ahead and aim for Babu. Just might as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Oops, that's the spell card. Sorry. Attack.
Nice.
Whoa!
Sweet.
Even with 3 cores cover, you maybe she kind of jumps up, and as your Hound of Ill Moment appears before her, and you strike right into the back of her, and she looks really rough.
All right, and that's the turn.
End of your turn, she's going to use her legendary action. She kind of turns as she gets struck by your Ray of Frost. Ah, you dearie. Yeah, you will fade away before you ever get what you wish for. And she points a finger at you, Nisha. I think that you're in with it. Let me double check. Oh, maybe not. Let me double check this. You may not be within range.
Is Blight 3rd level or low?
It's 4th. You're too far away. Never mind. She's gonna point it at your Hound.
It says a spell of 3rd level or low.
Oh, thank you. This cast. Oh, thank you. I was like, what? And then she's gonna cast. It won't be Blight. It'll be. She's out of 3rd level spells, so it'd have to be a 1st or 2nd level spell. She's gonna cast Magic Missile at 2nd level. Chunisha.
I'll use my reaction to shield.
Very nice. As these bolts of force come straight for you, your shield comes up, deflecting all of them. That'll be her legendary. Very nice. Rudolph, becomes your turn.
All right, Rudolph will spend his 30 feet of movement to get right next to and unfortunately, because that's what he was doing before, and he didn't know Winrow went down because he was in the cloud kill before. So he'll go over there, and Casimir's like partially sticking out, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
could he grab Casimir and drag him, like use a dash action,
Yeah, of
basically
course.
to drag?
Of course,
All right,
yeah.
so he'll grab Casimir and use a dash action and pull him like 10 feet this way.
Cool.
And then as a bonus action, heal. Does he have? No, he doesn't have healing word. Crap. He has no bonus actions that he could do at the moment. So that will be. Yeah, that'll be his turn.
Cool. She has no more legendaries left. Your turn, Dimitri.
Get up. Spend half my movement. And then move 15 feet up, bonus action dash to get all the way up to it. And then try and climb it again.
Acrobatics or athletics, DC 17.
Oh, there
That's
we go.
it! You can climb up the leg. You kind of climb into the hut. There's a bit of space. It's like maybe 15 by 15 feet.
Gonna kick down the door. Get right in there and swing away.
Go for
With
it.
2 hands.
Describe the kill on the first check.
the dog.
Does he get sneak attack because my hounded
He does.
there?
He totally does. Describe the
sweet.
kill as you stab into Bobil Saga on the first strike.
So perhaps like she's probably distracted with like the dog and like looking out the window at Nisha, and then all of a sudden the door gets kicked in, and I just like swing and go to just like decapitate her with this the sun sword.
Very nice. It's like as the head rolls off the stunning shining blade, light kind of blinding the eyes as they slam shut. You hear the head mutter a last few words. I love you, dearie. Get them for mommy. And the tongue kind of rolls out in a big sagging, like Jabba the Hutt style. And that'll end combat. And we are a little over break. But we'll take a break right here and come back and wrap up this scene. But congratulations, you're no longer stunned, Serva. That goes away. The cloud kill goes away, and the creeping hut it stops. It no longer is animated. It's not being given orders.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it when we get back. But I was gonna say Rudolph's just gonna like cure wounds Casimir. So
Cool. We'll come back at 20 minutes past the hour.
sweet.
Cool. Nice fight, everyone.
Long one.
As the battlefield comes to a bit of a creeping stop, we come upon the inanimate creeping hut. Dog and tow too. I didn't put the hound on there, but you're more than welcome to drag and drop your hound out. And I'll give you a bit of description as what you see is like you get a chance as things quiet down to see what this place is all about. One cage still of birds kind of squawking a bit. They're not quite as excited as they were, but the one cage still still caged of the bird. The hut itself is 15 feet on a side and packed with old furniture, including a wooden cot, a wicker cabinet, a slender wardrobe, a wooden table, a stool, a barrel-top wooden chest, reinforced with brass bands, and an iron tub currently filled with stagnant blood. In the middle of the room is a ghastly wooden crib with a small angelic child sitting in it. It seems to be calm and peaceful. It has raven black hair and dark red eyes. All the furnishings except for the crib are bolted to the floor. Beneath the crib, green light seeps up through the cracks between the rotting wood floorboards. Oh, nice.
Oh, it's all good. My hound would have disappeared the second Baba died.
All right. Rudolph would have could done cure wounds at level 3 on Casimir.
Oh, awesome! Thanks.
I gave 30 points of lay on hands to win roll. Oh, that sucked. Good on you, Dimitri. Oh man.
There's a small baby up here.
What?
A baby. Is it a baby or a small child?
It's like a small child, like a baby. It is a babe, an angelic child, like a little cherub child. And as you kind of turn, the little raven-haired child, little red eyes, full of endearment, turn towards you. It doesn't seem to make a noise though. Its lips pursed.
Maybe it's one of the were Raven's children.
Give me an insight check if you want. Anyone looking at the child?
I'm not good at it. Maybe something better.
Yeah, you're not quite sure. You're not quite sure, Serva. Neither are you, Dimitri. It seems like maybe the baby kind of like rings a bell, but you're not quite sure.
I know there was kids missing back in Valaki, but it was a young girl.
Well, we certainly can't leave this here, and I'll bend down. I guess like just try and hold the baby.
As you try to touch the baby, your hand goes straight through, as if you're touching air. The image kind of flickers a bit, but you kind of pull your hand back and it returns. And
Does it go?
the baby itself seems to kind of like purse its lip tighter, and you kind of see its red eyes with its raven widow's peak type hair kind of pierce at you. It's almost like you see two little kind of sharp teeth poke out from the lips. Blood red lips.
I think this might be another one of those memories.
Perhaps it does. Now that he's describing it more with the teeth and everything.
Serva's gonna like get on her knees a bit and just kind of like stare the illusory or just the spectral kid down for a moment before just kind of saying, "Are you him? Are you Strahd?"
It stares back at you, and the lips kind of purse a bit more, and almost like turn into a slight little grin, kind of a one-sided grin.
Well, I believe what we're looking for is under the floorboards, that glowing. And since this is just an illusion, I'm gonna move the crib out of the way, and then see if I can get into the floorboards.
As you reach through the crib, your hand goes straight through as well. You can't touch it doesn't. It seems to be not real. It seems to be an illusion. It's the whole crib and the child.
All right, then I will just start trying to tear up the floorboards to get to the.
You can do so. They're rotted wood floorboards. It takes maybe a bit of effort, but you kind of break through once, twice. You're going to break through the floor, and there's a little divot, kind of a cavity, a 3-foot cavity, and you see this pulsating, glowing green seed, a magic gem that looks like a big seed.
Yeah, I'll grab it. It looks similar. Well, hold on. It looks similar to the other one we grabbed. The other one that we
It
first
looks
grabbed.
near
Right?
identical.
All right, yeah, I'll grab it then.
You're able to pull it through. and as you do so, like the last remaining vestiges of life in the creeping hut halt. The whole hut kind of plops down into place. You see the roots, those outside, kind of tangle themselves back into the swamp as it once again just becomes an inanimate tree, and the hut becomes just a hut.
All right, well, sure the lady that the Martikov sent over here be happy to get this back, and I'll tuck it into my bag for now.
Aye. There were those witches back on the way here, though. Perhaps it'd be best to take another quick rest just before we leave. Maybe look around a bit.
500.
Indeed, as you look around the room, there is that bathtub full of stagnant blood, and the various wardrobes and chest, and the bed itself. The chest has iron binding around it.
Is it like a visible lock? Or
There's no visible lock, just like open lock. It's just like reinforced wood, essentially. Oh, brass. I'm sorry, reinforced with brass bands.
I guess out of curiosity, and so it doesn't mess with anyone else, she's sort of just kind of like give like a finger motion just to brace themselves, and she's just going to inspect the box of it, like feel if it's.
Sure, give me an investigation. Yeah, you don't really notice anything. There doesn't appear to be any kind of mechanical issues at all with this box. Looks to be like you could open it right up.
She'll open it.
As you open it up, a crackling energy as a glyph of warding activates and fires off. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw as a bolt of energy fires straight for you. You take 20 lightning damage as the bolt hits you right directly in the chest. And a crawling crawl kind of, as you, like, the lid cracks open, comes out and begins to choke you out. Does it take you below? Okay, no. You're just fine. No need to roll initiative. As like the crawling crawl like grabs you, you once again use your orcish treats, and you just grab this claw and like squish it in your hand.
Well, that's set off. And I presume there's nothing else in the box.
As you look inside the box, there's quite a few things. There's tons of gold, thousands of gold pieces, each emblazoned with Strahd's visage. 5 large star rubies, just like the star rubies you found in Mother Knight's tomb, as well as a vial of interesting liquid, 2 spell scrolls, a pouch that contains some sling bullets, 2 manuals, 2 like tomes, interesting looking books, a set of pipes, like a winds instrument, but they look to be made of bone, and as well as this odd cat stone that has a gem for eyes, like a green gem in its eye. Quite a few things. So you have 1,300 gold pieces, with the image of Strahd kind of emblazoned in them. 5 really large star rubies, 500 GP each. A vial of clear gelatinous oil that sparkles with tiny, ultra-thin silver shards. Two spell scrolls. Oh, sorry, I spelled it wrong, but it's okay. A pouch of sling bullets. It's just +1 sling bullets. Twin bone pipes. cat-like stone with green gem for one eye. And two old-looking books, very old-looking books. Let's see. Um, perhaps one of the tomes really stands out to you, Elward, as you kind of suspected to find something of the sorts. It looks like it's an instruction on making weird puppets, constructs of a sort, made of flesh and rotten body parts. You find a manual of flesh golems.
Gross. Fuck you.
Very gross. And the last thing you find is the other manual has the symbol of Ravenloft emblazoned onto its side with black silver. Very old book. There's a kind of a cover lock on it, but it looks like you could open it up. It's bound in thick leather with steel hinges and fastenings. The pages and parchment look to be very brittle, but as we maybe unwittingly discovered yet another Tarokka item, we find the Tome of Strahd, whether we knew it was here or not.
Who said coming here is a bad idea?
I didn't, but
And
I'm regretting it.
for finding a Tarokka item, even if you didn't know, you get to take 1,000 experience each of you. That was your
Conjurer.
yeah, the Conjurer, the 9 of Stars Conjurer. And that's all the treasure you find. That's a huge loot. That's a lot of loot.
What about the corpse of Baba?
Oh, Baba.
Disintegrated.
No, her body's there, and as you kind of search her over, she doesn't appear to have many belongings. Kind of the odd beads and gems and things here and there. Mostly, though, it's just kind of old robes. If you smell her skin, it smells like blood, like she's been bathing in blood. A super strong iron smell of blood.
Okay.
1,000 tall. It's like a big quest completion.
Can I make one last investigation before heading out?
Yeah, of course. You've only explored a few things in this place. What else would you like to explore?
She says she has a desk. But aside from the 2 books that we found, is there anything else of?
Yeah, indeed she does. As you kind of look about the desk and the table, right, kind of next to the wardrobe and stuff, you see across the desk are assorted spell components, and like it looks like there's like a bundle of soiled robes beneath. You see kind of scribbling notes, and it says the gift of Mother Night. Looks like whatever she was working on with the spell components. Something kind of you get the words the gift of Mother Night. You see diagrams of bathing in a tub of blood, and kind of how to sacrifice a goat to get the blood just right.
But Mother Night's Mother Night, so hold that for Winrow. I'll take the components too.
Yeah, you can make up like a component enough to like make a component pouch, spell component pouch.
So that's a chest, a desk, and then there's a cubby. Right? Like a...
Yeah, there's like
try not
some.
to leave any stone unturned.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I mean outside that, like you can look into the wardrobe and you get like several like witch clothes and like witch hats and like an extra walking stick and some other robes and stuff and maybe like a rock, a frog and like some moths kind of fly out. But that's pretty much what you got. Like, pretty basic living quarters. A few days rations and that kind of thing. The rations are pretty nasty looking, but that's okay.
I'll yoink those witch clothes for a nice witch pup in the future, maybe.
Indeed, yeah. Baba the Saga does have a quarterstaff. It doesn't really stand out as anything. It's like a gnarly old kind of swamp tree root.
Could be useful. Walking stick. I'll take it. Okay, go to waste. And yeah, I have one last look see before I call it quits if there's anything predominantly that catches my eye.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Give me a perception check or investigation. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, you kind of look over the room. It doesn't.
Face.
Maybe like you, as you look back over, you see like the image of Strahd, a baby Strahd, kind of peering out at you once more, and gives you a wink, or what you think is a wink.
Gross.
As we gather up our treasure, maybe Dimitri, you kind of step into the room to kind of see what was gathered and kind of step out, uh, uh, kind of gathering up maybe as service shows you, you get like a sense of knowledge kind of being imparted, almost the tome of Strahd, flashing memories through your head of of a history long forgotten. You get images of a young man aspiring for power, aspiring to move beyond the glory of his noble brother, who seems to be the favorite child. And you get these memories just flashing through your head, and you get a spirit point.
Sweet. Thank you. Been saving them up.
Yeah, a lot of treasure. So yeah, we can exit here and go back to Brez. Oh, we're still in Brez, we're just in the center of Brez. Got some good treasure. Do we want to try to explore anything else in town, or take a rest somewhere?
I kind of want to take a rest. I don't know if anybody else does.
Should we take a rest by the hut where we just slaughtered Baba Yaga?
We could go back to Mariel with her raven friends.
I mean, we could also give her the seed. At least that way we don't have to go all the way back to the vineyard ourselves. But I'm cool with going to rest at the Stonehenge.
Cool. I don't think Casimir has identified. I don't think Rudolph does. Does he?
Nah, Rudolph doesn't.
No, it doesn't look like either of those have identified. Yeah. We will make it back to the Stonehenge, no problem. As we approach, Muriel kind of looks up. What happened over there? I heard those sorts of explosions and noises. It was a mess. Are you okay? What happened?
Oh, some of us are a bit worse for wear, but we all made it. Baba Yaga no longer. And we have the seed for the Martikovs. And Dmitri will pull it out of his bag.
And what did you do with the ravens that were she had enslaved? The cages that are on her hut.
I point up into the air.
Unfortunately, The hut killed some, but a good portion did escape.
Thank you, friends. I will get this back to Davian as soon as possible. Champagne de l'Estampe is upon my tongue. I can taste its freshness already. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. I do not know how I can repay you. Thank you. I owe you my life.
We were glad we could help. The Martikov family helped us out immensely, so we're just glad that we could return the favor.
Certainly, if you ever come by the vineyard, I'm sure Davian always appreciates your help, but I will certainly put in a good word. You're more than welcome to stay any time. First bottle of Champagne de l'Estampe I will set aside for each of you.
That sounds excellent, thank you. I'm excited to try it.
Best wishes to you all. Stay safe, my friends. And
You too.
You see Myrtle take a few steps away, and then transform into a raven herself and fly off into the night, or into the mist. Yeah, but if you want to take a rest over in the Circle of Stones, we can. I'll forgo rolling. Well, no, we should not forgo that. Oh shit, I should have forgone it. We'll come back with that later, but if we want to take a rest, maybe something will happen. But we'll pick up with that next session. Does anyone want to interact with any of the magic items that you guys found, or items that you found potentially magic?
Are we doing a long rest or a short rest right now?
It's up to you guys. If anyone wants to look at this tome of, you don't have to read this, but if you so do wish to look at the tome of Strahd, here's the handout for the journal entries in it. That way you have access to it.
I kind of want to mess with the necklace a bit.
This sucks.
Nesia might want to look at the catstone.
I was gonna say Dimitri would look. Dimitri will look at the figure out what the vial of clear gelatinous.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Is anyone proficient in Arcana?
I
am.
Cool.
I am not.
So we wanted to look at the stone. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me, Nisha.
You could do it in Egypt.
Oh, mine's not great though.
You want to help me then?
You can just one of you can do it with advantage. You guys can help each other.
Yeah, I can assist you. I'm only a 4 in Arcana.
Sure.
Would Rudolph be able to help out?
Yeah, if he's proficient, sure.
Because Rudolph's got +9 to Arcana.
14 is plenty fine for this one, but yeah, Rudolph can totally help.
Okay.
Stone of Good Luck is what this item is.
Ooh.
The tome, you can automatically know what the journal is, and I'm giving you the manual of Flesh Golem since it kind of fits with Elward's adventure, his storyline. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Flesh Golem is very expensive, but it's a cool item. Let's see. Got the +1 bullets, the vial of clear gelatinous liquid. Rudolph wants to check that out. One of you guys want to check that out? Go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me, please.
Who is sorry, Rudolph?
That sounded like that y'all came to a consensus with it since he had the highest Arcana, so he can do it with advantage, with Nisha and Elward helping out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, totally fine. It's an oil of sharpness. Very, very nice potion.
Nice.
It looks like you have 2 spell scrolls and the bone pipes left.
Yeah, I mean, he'll just work his way down the list. He'll do the
Okay. Give me 3
spell
then.
scrolls.
All 3 of those are sufficient for this. The oil of sharpness was the hardest one. Yeah, oil of sharpness on bullets. That's exactly what the combo was supposed to be for. The pipes are pipes of haunting. I really like that item. The spell scrolls, let me pull that sheet back up. This is probably the biggest treasure loot hoard in the game.
Elward.
Yeah, and he's missing his flute. The spell scrolls are 2 spell scrolls. One of Mass Cure Wounds and one is Revivify.
Ooh.
2 very good spell scrolls. That's a huge load of treasure. The long rest, unfortunately, or short rest, will be unsuccessful, but we'll pick up with the rest what happens we'll pick up with what happens on the rest next session.
Who wants the cat's eye? Because that's probably not good for Nesia. That's probably better for one of you melee folks or something.
What did it do again? Sorry.
It's +1 to ability checks and saving throws.
I mean, that'd still be good for Nesia. +1 to saving throws.
Yeah, I mean that's helpful for everybody, but I figure somebody who's probably up there getting whacked around a little bit might have. I mean, since I stayed back almost all.
I mean, I wouldn't say no, but Elward's always complaining all he has is a rock, so maybe Elward should get.
Elward can have a new magical rock.
Elward, do you want the stone of good luck?
Sure. Thanks. Is anyone proficient in wind instruments?
So,
Hell no.
No.
take.
And don't forget about attunement slots. You have 3 attunement slots.
Yes, I have 0 attunements.
We get like
Or the blood spear. Is the blood spear attuned?
well, the protection the protection amulet is the ring of protection. That's your necklace from long that was Ada's.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember if the blood spear is or not. The blood spear is attunement as well.
Crappies.
So you'd have to pick and choose, because that would be 4 if you took pipes.
I don't think is the pipes of attunement.
Oh no, the pipes are not attunement. My bad. You're at 3.
I'm at 3.
Boom.
Thanks, guys.
Hope that was a fun fight. I thought that was pretty interesting how you guys handled that.
My jaw dropped when she used the 8th level spell.
Yeah, that was super fun.
It's a nice practice for Strahd.
Yeah, it's always fun to have layer actions, I think.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, all the extra hazards having to deal with. That creeping hut hits so damn hard too.
Yeah, it does. That was crazy. Plus what? Plus 12 to hit?
Plus 12 to hit, yeah, and it was doing like 40 10 plus something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Those rolls weren't low at all. They were 30 average. It was crazy. But yeah, greater invincibility was the biggest clutch, I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad it wasn't difficult terrain too, because that would have made it so much harder.
Yeah, not being able to move around. I thought about doing that, but I thought too many of her legendary actions made things difficult terrain. So I thought, well, okay, then it's base wise it can't be. Or her layer actions were making things difficult terrain. I'm sorry.
Right.
I totally forgot to roll for the scarecrows more than the first turn, but that's okay. It was only like a few rounds, anyways.
Oh yeah, it was unfortunate that you had blind sight.
Yeah.
And, I think that was the saving grace.
I knew she had something like true seeing or something, but I didn't. But it wasn't active. She had not cast it. And then I was like, well. And then I checked the hut, and it had blind sight up to 120 feet.
Yeah, trying to figure out what Rudolph was really tough because he has a lot of spells. I don't think a lot of spells that I haven't taken as a caster, like some as I have taken as a caster, but I'm just like, oh my god, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, when you have those NPCs with a ton of stuff, or just any caster with a ton of stuff, it's hard to choose. I was dealing with that with Baba. Baba has so many options. I thought.
And he has a
Go ahead.
I was gonna say he has a lot of good spells, and he's like good, effective for like dead things and good buff spells. But all the buff spells like would have been totally useful if it was cast before the battle. Like once the battle started, he was at a disadvantage because it's like everything takes an action, and he can't get to everybody fast enough.
And then he's the monster slayer, so primary thing is like melee. He has really good melee from I think the fight when his tiger was going crazy.
He has okay melee. He's really good when it comes to fighting undead, which makes sense.
Yeah, he's like
But
a vampire hunter.
yeah, there's all the buff spells. I had realized it was going to be a fight, like immediately going into it. I thought we were going to try and talk and whatever. And I probably should have buffed beforehand, but whatever. Lesson learned this time. So next time he's in a fight, we're definitely buffing before we go in.
Sorry, Survey. Power word stun is a tough thing to get hit with so early on. That was at least that was her only. Both the big massive spells got kind of taken care of, not too bad. Power word stun and then finger of death.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something about the finger of death, Nuo. I've been running that wrong the entire